See, I want to say that, then you'd be like, no, that's not what we're doing. We're actually doing this if you fucking read the memo, which I did not. Okay.
I did fucking Holocaust Deniers. Because he talks about it in the movie. I'm like...
Yes, I feel like there's a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get this intro done before we talk about anything. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of Cats with Tin Hats, a podcast where we talk about films about conspiracies. I am Oliver, joined here with...
Wyatt.
And Tucker.
This week we're talking about BlacKkKlansman and the conspiracies of the KKK trying to take down America and make it a white utopia. Now, guys, before we get into any spoiler territory, what do you think of the movie? What do you think?
Yeah, you go first. You got your notes.
Like, without spoilers, just like general...
Oh, just kind of general input?
Then we'll get into spoilers and we'll talk about what this film's tackling and stuff like that.
For sure. For me, I thought it was phenomenal. The art design, the way they captured the era that they're going for, it was wild just to see. I thought the costumes were great. I thought the acting was phenomenal. The music, for sure, was one that I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I thought the music, and I found myself kind of writing down, lyrics, trying to find them later on and see, or like Shazamming tunes, because I was like, wow, this is really good. Like the first date, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like when they were dancing, I'm like, dude, this song bops. Where, like, what is this called? But yeah, I thought the acting was good. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, John David Washington did an amazing job along with Adam Driver.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into the account off that, but definitely. No, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It was just it was just good. It was, kind of, I think, opened people's eyes to how, like, what it was probably like back in the day, and how we were saying in the car there, how like a black guy fucking fucked over the KKK, and this guy's pretending to be a white dude, and they bought everything, and it was just like, it was just a nice fuck you to those racist fucking white pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I fucking enjoyed the most, just being like, you know what, fuck the KKK.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I thought it was a really well made film, and happy to see that it was actually shot on the film as opposed to digital. I think it lent itself really well to that era, and even just watching it, I think the first 5 minutes with the bit with Alec Baldwin and getting into the real story, I was like, this feels like a blaxploitation movie. And then it starts to just, no, it's a drama, and then it ends again like a blaxploitation movie.
I know exactly what you mean, and they were like, in the movie, they like the characters were even talking about those movies too.
Heavily referenced.
Yeah,
with, like Cleopatra. What's her name?
I know exactly what, because they even show the movie. Like the posters and everything too.
Lots of throwbacks.
Yeah,
to movies of those era for like Black Americans and stuff like that, which I thought was really nice of them.
Mm-hmm. The part that I found so crazy about the first 5 minutes with Alec Baldwin, it just shows you how much effort, like, people that believe this shit, that are part of like the KKK and that believe that shit, how much work they go through just to spread hate. It's like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? And I think that captured it for me perfectly when he's like messing up the line and getting angry with himself. It's like, dude, you're such a negative person, and you're trying to push hate and just be rude and mean.
To be a terrible human being.
And it's making, you are working that hard to spread it. It's like, why? Like, why are you doing that, dude?
I just like seeing an Alex Jones flubbing.
You know what?
That's what it felt like to me. It was just like Alex Jones flubbing all over the place.
It's just, I don't know.
I think before we continue on, we should say this movie did win Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars. It was also nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Supporting Actor. Unfortunately, John David Washington didn't get nominated for Best Actor, which was surprising after watching this movie. I don't know why it's taken me over 2 years to watch it, because it's definitely worth a watch. But now, let's just get into the storytelling, the spoilers ahead. If you want to watch the movie first, I highly recommend it before we continue talking on. Watch the movie, come back to the podcast, and follow along with your own opinions too. Yeah,
for sure. It's worth a watch. If you guys haven't seen it, it's wild. It's an awesome movie.
Absolutely. And it's on Prime now, right?
It was on Netflix when I watched it.
You watched it on Netflix? I think I saw it on Crave.
Okay.
So...
Because I know it was on Crave. It might still be on Crave.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's on Netflix, so might as well. Yeah. And like you said, like, it's just... don't know what took us this long to watch it, but then when you watch it, like, wow, like this was actually like it's one of those movies where it's like, oh, I'll get to it,
Yeah.
and then when you finally get to it, it's like, what the hell did past me do? Why didn't I watch it?
It was like there wasn't much. I guess it was like more on the marketing standpoint. I saw it was like black guy takes over the KKK. And I'm like, okay, and it's like Dave Chappelle in the back of my mind with
Oh,
what was
yeah,
that skit he did?
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like thinking like stuff like that.
Oh, when
that's
he
a
was the
drama.
grandmaster there? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll get around to it. It's on my watch list, but
Very much not like that.
no. I mean, it's still a funny movie.
Oh, still,
surprisingly.
Yeah, which I was needed too.
Yeah.
I needed that comedy.
Yeah,
and
it's
that.
almost like that break from like
Yeah.
the
To, like-
absolute most horrid shit you've ever heard in your life coming from like a part of the movie, and then to like still see like there's laughter and shit.
Yeah, like,
almost
like,
like
they're-
allows you to breathe for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's that bit of that like I don't want to say glimmer of hope, but I guess like like, even though like like I said like how so much hatred these people like throw on, and then that being like them almost making fun of it, so like it doesn't hurt as bad. Like when you get bullied,
Yeah.
right? You go along with the joke, so it's like it takes away that impact.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it is important that we say that it is based off a true story.
Yes.
It is. It was like I think it was adapted from a book that Ron Stallworth actually wrote.
Yeah.
Right.
Titled BlacKkKlansman.
Yeah, and he was like the
Really?
first black police officer in Colorado Springs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. Like, I know that John David Washington was saying, he's like, I never knew about this book and stuff when I was watching an interview, and then he said once I read it, he wanted to play it bad because I think Spike Lee came to him with it, and he said, hey, I want you to play this because he was the first pick. So
Right
it's
on.
pretty cool.
Because I was also watching an interview with Spike Lee, and he was saying it was Jordan Peele who came to him with the idea.
Yeah.
And to pitch it to him, he only said 6 words. It's like, black man infiltrates Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And he was sold on it.
Yeah, no doubt. It's so wild. This like the story is. It's really. I don't even know how to explain it. Like just that, I was sitting there thinking the entire movie. It's like how scared do you like? How scared would you be?
Oh yeah.
Like not even as Ron. Like also as Adam Driver's character too.
Yeah.
Like actually
Yeah.
going in and like, especially because he's Jewish. Like, are you not like? I'd be terrified.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
Flip Zimmerman.
Yeah.
His character.
flip. Yeah, it's.
Like I'd be terrified.
Oh yeah, it'd be.
And
And the shit you get to say, and like
yeah.
going against like like I said, he's Jewish, and having to like say how the Holocaust never happened and this and that. It's like, oh, like that's it's. But I think that's why he probably wanted to do it, right? Because it's why the actors want to do it. It's a challenge, right? Because you don't want to do the fucking daisies and fucking roses of Hollywood, right? Where it's like a play superhero. It's like, no, I want to bite into meat and potatoes of acting.
Yeah.
I just want to say the white actors who played the members of the Klan, they did such a good job portraying actual hatred,
Oh my god.
which I haven't really seen from a movie like this before. Like watching 12 Years a Slave, one of the things I got from actors unlike Paul Giamatti, who showed us through and through, and Michael Fassbender, well, when you have Benedict Cumberbatch and all the other white actors in there was no real hatred or hierarchy that was showed there. There was always a bit of guilt you could see coming through.
Yeah.
But with this movie, it was a straight up hatred.
I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. Have you guys seen Cobra Kai?
Not
No,
yet.
not yet.
no.
Okay, so Ivan, like the bigger guy with the beard, he's in Cobra Kai, and I freaking loved him in Cobra Kai. I thought he was hilarious. I watched this movie, fucking despised him. I was like, oh my god, like you know those characters where you wish you could jump through and just absolutely kick the shit out of them.
Yeah,
he was one of them,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck all of them. And like I didn't even know a lot of them. The one guy looked like Michael Biehn. I was like, is that the guy from Terminator? Like what? and it wasn't, but he totally looked like him. But yeah.
Let's not forget about the best clan member in this movie. Good old...
God, what's this gonna be?
oh, what's his name? Eric Foreman?
Oh, Topher
Yeah,
Grace.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Such a perfect casting from that 70s show to the BlacKkKlansman being the head of the KKK. Let's just say Red did a real number on him.
It's the listening to the phone calls and listening to him. He sounds like such a nerd.
Yeah.
Like when you hear it, it's like, who listens to this guy and like takes his words as anything more than like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe it. The shit he was saying.
I would also like to point out the amount of times that the movie Birth of a Nation was featured. For those at home who don't know, Birth of a Nation, I think, was the first blockbuster in US movie history.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the... again, I haven't seen it in such a long time. If you're a movie buff or a movie historian, this is a must-watch, even as disgusting as this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure it's about the end of the Civil War. And Klansmen are the heroes in this movie as they're trying to take back their home from a bunch of people in blackface. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and it's total propaganda. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting. Actually, Woodrow Wilson, the president, showed it in the White House.
Wow.
He played the movie and
that,
spoken in the movie that they were. It's right near the end where it's like maybe the last 45 minutes when they're telling that brutal story and about, you know, the horrible things that happened back then, and then they intercut it with what do they call it, the quote unquote baptizing of Adam Driver's character, and then they watch Birth of a Nation. Like, it's
and then it's paralleled with Harry Belafonte playing Jeremy Turner, is talking about his stories of growing up with the abuse and the horrid stuff that happened there.
Oh my god, I got shivers just like when I watched it. I couldn't believe it. It took me back. Just like the stuff that you never hear about. You know what I mean? Until now, the brutal stuff. It's terrible.
The whole movie all leading up to the climactic ending, which wasn't a... So the real story behind BlacKkKlansman, as the film goes, he was told to drop the investigation and destroy everything after he fully infiltrates and gets indoctrinated into the Klan. And after foiling a terrorist attack, that was when he was asked to drop it. In real life, he was asked to drop the investigation after he was asked to be the head of the district. That's when the police general told him to stop further investigation.
Oh, the chief.
Yeah, that's when he actually told him to stop, get rid of everything. The terrorist attack never happened. However, there was talks and there was a foiling of a firebomb going off in... I can't remember where it was that I read this. I think it was with the African American School Society, that group, that was foiled. And there was 3 cross burnings that were stopped because of this investigation.
Oh yeah, because they say it, right? There wasn't any cross burnings in the time that they were doing the investigation, right?
Because there was just too many cops going by just to get them to stay away. And then having... Again, structurally, you need a big ending for a movie such as this. That's like the final hero moment. Even though he does take him down, he still gets tackled by police officers and all that stuff, which was sickening.
Talk about being fucked. Oh, I was so pissed off when that happened. I was like, are you serious, man? Oh my god, I was riled up. I was like... Fuck. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And the phone call to David Duke, where he was saying, how's the black guy really sound like? And then all that stuff. That also was fully fabricated. David Duke didn't find out until 2006, after this book was published, what had happened.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so he was in full belief of this guy being white up until 2006.
Wow. You know what? That's just a giant fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. You know, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, fuck the KKK and David Duke. I want to say it out loud and make sure everybody fucking hears it.
Yeah.
And then David Duke just sounds like a racist. You know what I mean? Like that, like just that name, just like screams like I fucking am a racist. And what? Okay, you know what? See, you guys are all smart and being all.
I love you, Wyatt.
I'm just trying to sound.
Hey, you know what? I love it because it's just cutting through the bullshit because it's the truth.
We're all thinking
David
it.
Duke sounds like a fucking racist, and he is a racist piece of
we're all
shit.
thinking it. So, you know, I'm just going to say he's a fucking racist, and if he ever... Is he alive still or is he dead?
He's alive still.
Okay.
Was he at the end of the movie?
Yeah, he was at the end of the movie.
Him, right?
One of the speeches he was doing praising Trump was David Duke.
Okay, so if he ever, like, stumbles upon this, I just want him to know how much of a fucking dumb fuck he is. And if I, you know, just go fuck yourself. The spike baseball bat. That's all I'm going to say, David Duke.
I second Wyatt's feelings here.
I third Wyatt's feelings here. And I hope if he is listening to this podcast that he knows that we all hate him and wish that he would fuck off and never speak again.
Fair.
But now with that being said, we'll go into the conspiracies and whatnot.
Well, before we get into conspiracies, there's one major part of the movie I want to get all of your opinions on.
Okay.
Which is as soon as we have the end tracking shot of them coming to see the cross burning after the ceremony of the Ku Klux Klan, we have a hard cut to 2017 with the Black Lives Matter riots and the murder of Maya Heathers May, and how, and to me, watching this movie, I just was so uncomfortable with how relevant this is today. And I was like, wow, this really, how is this still appropriate viewing for like a 2020 audience? And then as soon as it cuts to like 2017, I was like, right, this was also one of the biggest things that happened. And it's just ongoing.
Yeah.
And it just won't stop.
Yeah, like, you know, history is always going to repeat itself. And unfortunately, you know, as much as, you know, we're like, oh, like, you know, on the end of the movie, like, yeah, you know, the KKK got what their best, you know, what they deserve and everything. And it's like, it hasn't stopped them. Like, this shit still happens. It's 2021 and, you know, this stuff happens. And it's I was, it's like, yeah, when they showed all like the 2017, the Black Lives Matter protests and all that stuff, it's like, oh, yeah, that's still happening now. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, I think the nice thing, they needed to put that in there because it kind of just proved like, hey, you know what? Sure, we can all say like, oh, like, you know, everyone's equal now. No, still, that's fucking a crock of shit. And I think that's opened up a lot of people's eyes who maybe live in a painted, you know, world of, you know, sunshine and rainbows, where it kind of showed like, no, like, you know what? This is actually what's happening. It's not because of, you know, because they want, you know, it's not because they want more. It's because, no, they fucking deserve to be equal. Yeah. And it was, like I said, it was unsettling, but it was needed to be in it. That's my take.
Because it's talking about based on a true story at the very end. But guess what? This story's still happening. Exactly. This story's not over.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was so jarring because you go from a movie, right? Like, you think you're watching this movie, and like, you know, it's based on a true story, but it's almost like you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
And then it clicks right in that moment. You're like, oh my God, this is a true story, and what they're showing you at the end of this movie also happened. You know, and for me it was shocking. Like you said, it's like, wow, that was 2017. Right now, as we're recording this, it's 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing has really changed at all.
No.
I mean, we're not American, but the Americans had a president who, during the Black Lives Matter peaceful protests, threw gas bombs in Washington to go get a photo op in front of a church.
Whilst holding the Bible upside down.
Yeah, and to me, it's just, it was, like Wyatt said, it needed to be in there because I think it's a perfect ending for this movie to show you that this shit's still going on, guys, and we need to get better. We really do.
Maya Heathers May She Rests in Power. Good shot to end it on, followed by the end frame of an upside down American flag.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I honestly couldn't think of a better way to end that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. It's fucking. Yeah, great movie. It's great. It's following. It's a great movie, like how you were saying, and it's a great way to end the movie. And it just still like, hey guys, it still's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. No matter, like you said, if you try to forget about your history, it's bound to repeat itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the problem is that we, a lot of people they forget after the fact, after that Trump stuff went on.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Move on, whatever. They move on, quotations and whatever, forget about it. But the problem is still there.
Yeah.
And I think right now we are ready to actually face that problem. And I really do want that stuff to change, because it's fucking time.
Yeah, I'll say if you're not going to watch the movie, at least watch the scene of Kwame Chure's speech, played by Corey Hawkins. If you're not going to watch this movie, at least watch that speech and see how true that his speech in that movie rings today.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah.
It is scary how much has not changed when he's speaking about the stuff that happened back then. Let's talk about a powerful performance.
Yeah.
Corey Hawkins, holy shit. I got it in my notes. I'm like, dude, we got to talk about this guy. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, if you saw Straight Outta Compton, he played Dr. Dre. He graduated from Juilliard. Insane. Just the talent that this man has is insane. And like you were saying, that speech, I was sitting watching the movie, I'm like, wow, how, like, for everything that quote has, like, everything that everybody is saying, it's like, holy shit, nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, when you listen to the problems that were happening back in the day, nothing's changed. It's insane. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about Corey Hawkins' performance? Because personally, I think it was phenomenal.
Stellar.
It was, yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Top class. I don't think in that movie there was a single bad performance.
No. I agree.
No. Yeah.
I couldn't floor a single actor in that movie.
No.
It was spot on.
Yeah.
Every single one didn't miss a beat.
No. Yeah, they went about their A game. It was weird. Like, it was like how you were saying before there, like how, like you like for the guys who played all the KK members, like you hated them. Like you they acted like how you were saying too. Like I want to go in there and just like beat the shit out of you. Like and it just proves the acting was just great. Like everybody at home, like for them I want to beat the shit up, and then like for the other guys, it's like I want to be part of that movement to like fuck the KKK, and it was crazy.
Even the screenwriting, I wrote down one line, which was probably my favorite line of this whole movie. It's the dumbest one as well, but it adds a sense of realism to it, because you have people like trying to jab at each other, and then like the comebacks, and sometimes some of them don't land. Like this one, where it was one of the police officers. So
I think I know because I wrote it down too. Hold on, keep going.
The racist police officer bumping to Ron Stallworth, and then he says, "You think you're hot shit, but you're nothing but a cold fart."
I wrote that one down too. I was like, was that just said? I wrote it down too. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. You think you're hot shit, but you're just a cold fart.
Oh, that's... Man, that hits you right where... I think if someone were to try to insult me, I would... You'd have to walk away. Because it's like, I'm so, like... You just have to walk away. Like, you're just so, like... Did he just call me?
You have to decode it.
Yeah. So wait, no, you didn't call me, like... What?
Like, wait, are you calling me cocky, or did you just literally call me a fart?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Because it's yeah.
I think if anyone says that line to you in an argument, you've won.
You know what?
Like,
I'm gonna say that line to somebody
And just lose the argument.
Just lose the argument, especially like if I know it's if I'm talking to like Chris or something, like my buddy, right? It's he wants to try to be all Mr. Cool Boy.
Right.
I'm gonna call him a cold fart just so he wins because that's what I do here.
What's the one from Sleepaway Camp where it's like, eat shit and die, eat shit and live.
You know what I said? I wrote down in my notes. So I wrote down the line. I heard you think you're hot shit, but you ain't nothing but a cold fart. Bracket audition line ? Like imagine getting the audition and you have to read that line. You're like, oh what?
Yeah, that would be so hard to do.
Yeah, I definitely. You'd have to call your agent. Like that's a typo, right? It's like no, that's it. It's like. Okay, but this isn't gonna be in the movie, right? Like this is just like they're just fucking with me to see if I'm actually gonna do this. Like no, like it's gonna be part of the screen part. It's gonna be in it probably.
Oh man,
How do I say that line? I don't know, man. Just go do it, and you know what? He did it. He did his best because I don't know how I would have done it. Don't know how we would have. Any of you two would have done it, but hey, good on.
I did. That's why I was like, dude, when you get the email, right, and it's like, hey, character breakdown, piece of shit cop, right? That's the breakdown. Yeah. You get it. It's like, oh yeah, PDF, whatever. Click it.
Spike Lee movie.
And you're like, holy shit, this is like the biggest deal, right? So you click it, and you're like, oh shit, right? It's like, wow, you're reading it, and then cold fart. You're like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What?
And to the writing and Spike Lee's credit, the line worked beautifully.
I know. I was like, how did it not skip beautifully?
A beat? Yeah.
Man, freaking talent right there, man. Talent right there. Didn't know.
I've got one more line, and that's all my notes done, and we can jump to Tucker to lead the rest of this. The other bit that kind of took me out of the movie was when it was John David Washington and Driver and the other guy. I can't remember his name. I've got the names here, but I don't know which one it is. But they're talking about their black heroes, and suddenly OJ gets referenced. Oh, how times have changed.
It's that part where it's like, oh yeah, this is a period piece that hasn't happened yet, or like it
exactly right. So.
Like the whole trial hasn't happened.
No,
yet.
yeah. Like he's still top of his game.
Yeah, like
he's still a hero.
Yeah, still a star.
Yeah,
right? And then,
but the thing is, like he's like I know, like he still is to people, right? He's still because like there will be people who like yes, what he did was absolutely terrible, but. The people will look past him, look at his football days, like, what though? But like, look what he did on the field, like before he went, crazy and do what he did. But yeah. But anyways, that being said,
and the Nixon poster. Sorry, one more thing. The Nixon poster during the Klan baptism kind of took me out of it. I was like, oh right, yeah, I guess Nixon would be there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I thought that too. The other, I had a couple lines here that I was also thinking of too. When Topher Grace's line he says in the movie, he says, it's time to put America back in quote unquote greatness. And I was like, is that like a little nod to Trump? Because when this movie came out, 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a nod to like Donald Trump's slogan, like saying how racist that is? And I was like, wow, that's intelligent writing, right? A lot of it, like a lot of callbacks and dialogue and stuff. It's like
similar rhetoric shared with Trump's campaigning.
Yeah, it's amazing the callbacks and it's scary how much you can reflect on what's happening in nowadays in a movie that's supposed to be set in what
70
when was Nixon reelected? 70.
I don't know. That's one thing I can. Yeah, I don't. I want to say like either it was the late 60s or like early 70s. Like
I think it was late. Okay, so the film is set in the 70s.
70s? Okay.
Yeah. So to me it's amazing and it's heartbreaking that there's callbacks to now on a movie that's based in the 70s about racism.
Yeah.
And I think it just speaks volumes to our society and how we need to work harder and be better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I also had in mind, there's a scene. The one thing about this movie that I think really makes me hate the members of what they call the organization. There's a scene with Felix, I think his name is, and his wife lying in bed talking about this.
Right.
And it's like, it's almost, it feels like his wife's brainwashed into this thinking too, and she, you know, it was just, my skin was like, it was so off-putting to watch it, and it was so uncomfortable because they were talking about this brutal stuff.
And they were so comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's like, what? Oh, so weird. But so it was well acted, well written, and it just shows you how fucked up like those people are, you know.
Yeah.
And the ad in the paper.
Right.
The ad in the paper. Reading the paper, there is an ad for the Klan.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A note on that. Another thing that the film did change. The ad was in the paper. However, it wasn't a phone number he could call up. He had to send off a letter to a PO box. They then picked it up, then called him about 2 weeks later.
Wow. I just can't believe there was an ad in the paper.
Yeah.
It's
Be a hero. Join the Klan.
it's brutal. It's weird. It's just, I don't know. It's just fucked up. I can't even speak. It's fucked.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's fucked.
Yeah.
But again, it's the 70s, right? With that shit, no one, they whatever, right? It was just like,
Do you think there's some towns in the US that still do it?
nah.
Like
in the paper?
Down south, like in the paper, like right in the back, or in the yellow pages, whatever. Do you think there's people who still do it?
I don't think so. At least not like the government issued papers. Maybe like fucking
like
Uncle
town.
Hank in like his fucking garage making like the Hank Times, or maybe, but I can't see like.
I think it's translated all to social media.
Exactly right.
Where
Right,
the groups like the Proud Boys and all those groups, they create, like, I don't know if they're still on Facebook after the whole Capitol riots and stuff. I think they moved platforms, but when you start, like, it's like, I don't even think they're in the papers anymore. I think it's all like
all word of mouth and social media, like you said, right?
And then it's creating,
because it was by so much further, right?
Yeah,
things in the paper, you're especially like down south. Let's say you're in a town of 300 people. Only those 300 people most likely will see that paper. Yeah. You're on social media. Freaking
those 300 and
up to like
whoever.
3 million or 300 million, or they end up all over North America, into Europe, into Asia, wherever, right? It's
scary to think about. Like I was listening to somebody's TED talk, and they were saying, for all the great things social media has given us, it's also allowed a lot of this shit that just. Yeah. It's scary, right? Like extremists making groups and talking to each other, and it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what to. I don't even know.
Fair enough.
I can't believe there was a membership card. I can't believe it. And there's like, it was like a fucking gym membership.
It was like a club. It was an old boys club, right? It was like
$15 for a year. Yeah. I was like. What? You're paying? Like, you're in a club with a card?
Robes and hoods not included.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I called from the paper ad, and now I'm a part of... It's mind-boggling. Astronomically unbelievable to me. And
Ron Stallworth still has that membership card in his wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
To this day, he carries that membership card with him.
Yeah, showed John David Washington when they met, and he still has it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be interesting seeing with that card, like the actual card, to be like, okay, like, wow. I'm like, it is a piece of history, right? People go burn it, get rid of it. It's like, or keep it so that it proves like
this is like one of my greatest accomplishments.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was something that was taken away from me by the white man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not right, but should we get into the good old conspiracy theories, or?
marijuana cigarette. I typed it down because they're putting the fucking microphone on John David Washington, and they're fucking questioning him because it's like his first gig or whatever, and fucking not Adam Driver but Buddy goes, "What do you do if they offer you a marijuana cigarette?" And I'm like, who says that? Like, who says that? Marijuana cigarette. I had to write it down because I was like, for a second, I'm like, what the fuck? But, yeah, I think that's all I got. Stingray. Membership like a gym. Yeah, man. It's all fucking crazy.
So, let's go to the conspiracy in line with this movie. Tucker, take it away.
So the one that I really dove into, just trying to understand, in a scene in this movie, Felix and Flip are talking, or undercover as Ron are talking, and this scene they're talking about the Holocaust and if it's real or not, and I was like, it's really a weird thing to question, because it's like, I was looking into it, and it's like, it is the most documented genocide in the world.
Yeah.
It's the most documented. It's happened. Everybody knows about it. But to question it is the stupidest thing on the planet. I just want to tell you that.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, so I was listening to Deborah Lipstadt is her name. She wrote tons of books. She was told to go in and research Holocaust deniers, and she said, okay, well, you know what, I'm going to go in for a year or two and research, and she ended up writing a book, and she came out with all of this, and what she had said is there are two types of Holocaust deniers. There's hardcore and there's softcore. The hardcore believe that the Holocaust never happened at all. It's used to extort. It's used to create revenue. All this bullshit. Then there's the soft core. There's soft core believers. Fuck me.
For a second, I thought you were going to say there's softcore porn. I'm like, okay. Sorry.
Me too.
No. So there's hardcore and then there's softcore. So the quote-unquote softcore deniers, they believe that the Holocaust did happen, but they don't believe the number of people who...
Like the 6 million, they don't believe?
Yeah, they don't believe the number, and they don't believe that there were gas chambers or anything of that nature. They don't believe that. In listening to her speak, she had said, and I totally was like, wow, yeah, that's so true. All Holocaust denial is, when you boil it down, is racism, anti-Semitism, bigotry, with a cloak of conspiracy and quote unquote rational thinking. That's what. If you look at a lot of this shit, it's do your research. You gotta research all this shit, and then. But the problem is that every fact, that quote unquote fact that the deniers are saying is false, lies. They're lying through their teeth, trying to make lies seem like opinions, and then the opinion, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they're trying to turn these lies into a part of history, and it's disgusting. As far as I'm concerned, this isn't really a conspiracy. It's just a way to
be an idiot.
To be an idiot and a racist and a bigot, as far as I'm concerned. Anti-Semite, I think it's personally disgusting.
It's also their own form of revenue streaming.
Yeah.
Because they're writing their own books, they're making their own documentaries, which they're selling.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not putting on TV because TVs won't take it, or networks won't take it, and they'll have to sell it on some website through iTunes, whatever. I'm not sure if iTunes has it, but I'm saying
like you go on YouTube.
Yeah, you go on YouTube. You can find them anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're still making a shit ton of money from it, and it's
crazy, right? Because it's just, I don't know, fuck it up.
They're at fault for doing the exact same thing they're claiming that the Jewish race are doing.
Yeah, and it's like, there's a lot of questions, but the main question is how many people are a part of this conspiracy theory that they are trying to spin?
Yeah. How many big people too? Like, how many people like? Do you think do you think like there are like fucking politicians? There are like guys guys and girls who run countries who think that the Holocaust never happened?
There's actually an interview on YouTube with an older dude who was trying to run for office, but they called him out, and he was saying all this stuff, and it's like, whoa. It was insane. I watched it last night in preparation for this, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, because it's one thing to like hear about it, and then to actually see a person who will sit and spew this absolute horse shit is another. And it's like I was saying, like listening to Deborah, she said, how can you figure, even the people who were a part of the Nazis were saying that they're either forced or they were a part of it. They have never said that it never happened.
Yeah.
It's, to me, it's absolutely outlandish that you would ever think that it did not happen.
Oh, absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
No, right? Like the worst thing, or one of the worst things probably to ever happened ever to fucking the Holocaust. Yeah, people it's being. Oh no, it didn't happen. I read this book. Oh no, it didn't happen because my fucking uncle Jimmy read this book on fucking dark web that. It was only actually 6 Jews that died, and not 6 million. So someone fucked up putting the numbers in the book. Like, it's just like
it leaves you speechless, right?
Exactly. Like it's me like making that up. It's like me just saying that. It's like fuck. Like I sound so stupid by just saying that. It's just like I can't even like. As much as I want to try pretend like I'm one of those guys who doesn't believe. It's like I can't because it's just so outlandishly stupid.
And you talk about the facts that the biggest problem, and I'm going to talk about this on the show maybe a lot, but this will be the first time you're hearing it. The problem I have is fucking people believe in conspiracy theories because they read it on fucking Facebook, Reddit, and watched a YouTube video on it.
Exactly.
I'm so tired of people talking like, you gotta do your fucking research, brother, and fucking do it, bro. And I'm like, dude, like, you got it from fucking Facebook.
Yeah, well, Facebook never lies, dude, because Zuckerberg, dude, Zuckerberg doesn't do me wrong, man. And Reddit, dude.
Hey, yo, fuck the Zuck.
Yeah, fuck the Zuck, honestly. But, sorry.
Shit. Dude. Hey, yo, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're hearing this, bro.
Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck the Zuck.
However, if you do want to sponsor us, we are taking all exceptions.
Yeah, but not by you motherfucker. You fucking goddamn Casper-looking dick. You and your sunblock while you're out there in the ocean. You're probably one of those people fucking who say the Holocaust didn't happen, you rich bastard.
Dude, have you ever seen him? Like, you saw that video of him where he's, like, in the court and...
Oh, yeah, when he went Congress, and, like, he's just trying to do anything. He looks like a goddamn, like... Yeah. Like, he looks like an animal. Like a...
He looks like he's computing.
Like, that's true. That's not compute. That's not compute.
Like, sharing, all this shit. It's weird. It scares me.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like a robot and like a lemur.
Yeah.
Or a muskrat. What's Timon? Muskrat, right? From Lion King? He's a muskrat, right?
I think so.
Whatever he is, he looks like that. Oh, yeah, muskrat, I think, right?
A muskrat.
I'm Googling it.
Muskrobot.
Muskbot.
We got you, Zuck. We know.
We know, dude.
You know, Zuck.
You want to talk about some conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
He's a meerkat.
Meerkat. No, okay, so...
Merobot cat. Merocat.
A meerkat. A meerbot.
A meerbot.
That sounds a lot better.
We know all your shit, Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. You're a meerbot.
He's a true cat with a tin hat.
Yeah, like it's just but like exactly do your research about if you want to believe in some, or at least come with more like how you said, other than I read this on Facebook. I saw a YouTube video of some fucking dude in his mom's basement, or fucking I'm the best 5692 on Reddit who says that he has a relative who worked in the Holocaust, and it's like, what the fuck do you mean he worked in the Holocaust? Was he a Nazi? Was he a guard, or was he a survivor of the Holocaust? No, he's worked in it, man. It's like, dude, it's like he's like a museum, dude. Like, you just go in there, you know, like, it's like, it's not like a museum. And it's just like, I think whoever took that is an idiot. Because, you know, but no, man, like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's you know, you go and punch your card, it's like, you know, you do your thing, and, you know, it never happened. It's just so utterly fake of how people think 6 million Jewish people have died. Like, no, those are the amount of people that worked there who got laid off. It's like, okay, so you just, even if it is true, it's still not good. You get, like, 6 million Jews? It's like, well, you know, they didn't do their fucking work. And it's like, no, fucking, like, I'm sorry, whoever took that is false. The Holocaust has happened. I knew a survivor, and he would tell us story, or to a degree, like, of course, he wouldn't go fully into detail of the stories, but if I remember correctly, I think he lost his mom and sister during the whole fucking, I think they were in one of the chambers, and, you know, thank God, you know, he was able to get out, of course, and survive, and, you know, become a, you know, very successful, you know, in Canada here, and so I think it's just, yeah, like how you were saying, like how it's just like when people come and say, "Oh, I saw something on Facebook," it's like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, I knew a guy, like, you know, rest in peace. Like, I knew a man who hated talking about it, and he would only talk about it to certain people, the people he could trust, and you know, I was grateful enough that he was good friends with my dad, so, you know, he'd come to my dad's office, and, you know, they'd, you know, have a, you know, a glass of, you know, wine or whatever, you know, after work and everything, and, you know, he would talk about it, and to be with, you know, my dad, him, and then, like, 2 of his other best friends, and also which is also one of my dad's best friends, and it would be, it's like, and just sitting there and just being like, it's almost like, again, I can't say, like, I felt like I was there, but it's like, you could feel, like, what he kind of had to go through, and, like, holy shit, like, and that's why it's just like, yeah, when those fucking people say it never happened, it's just like, dude, like, go fucking give your head a shake. Maybe go fucking...
Maybe go take a trip to where it actually happened.
Yeah, go to Auschwitz.
See it.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching, you know, videos about, you know, about Auschwitz, and watching like, there was a woman who, she was walking people through, and it was just heart-wrenching hearing the stories. And I think that's it too. Like, you hear these stories, and you can still see that it's, you know, it'll always be affecting these people, and always, you know, if you question the Holocaust,
like, let's fight.
Yeah, it's on site.
Like, I will give you my address. I'll give you my telephone number. You call me when you're outside. I will come out there, dressed for how I could be in jorts and and my, like, Hawaiian t-shirt. Or I could be suited up. It doesn't matter. I will fight you. It could be any day, any time. I will fight any single person. And then, you know, if you say, "Oh, Canadians are nice," no, I'm just gonna then drag you like a block down the road, turn on in front of my house, and then leave you there. Not gonna beat them up and kill them. It's just gonna, you know, like, I'll put them, like, on the grass so they can lick their wounds and they can go away. Because I'm nice, but I'm like,
I thought I was gonna go a lot worse.
No. I'm a good buddy. But just like, yo, like, you know, I will fight anybody. I will.
Who denies the Holocaust?
Who denies? I will fight anybody. Yeah, like, any, like, you know, like,
yo, any of you want to fight Jake Paul if you're listening?
No. Like, I will.
Conor McGregor calls out, just like, what?
Let's make it formal. We're calling you out, Jake Paul. We're doing.
Dude, man, I'll give you $5 Canadian and a Jolly Rancher.
And a fucking Jolly Rancher. We will fight you, but it's got to be a tag team match. The 3 of us. A tag team boxing match, guys.
That'd be kind of dope.
That'd be kind of dope. Jake Paul.
Dude, I got 2 belts at home, too.
Whoa.
I got 2 fucking championship title belts at home.
Damn.
Let's go, Jake Paul. Ball's in your court, dude. You know what?
You don't reply, we know you're a pussy.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
How crazy would it be if it was just like a week later, we just get like an email. What the fuck's this? Oh shit, it's actually him. It's like, we're kidding. We're not actually gonna fight you. But, like, wait,
how much money? How much money will we get from this?
Exactly, right? Because, like, I have no money to my name. Yeah. Like, It's a lose-lose for you, Jake. A win-win for me.
Yeah, because if you win, you just beat the shit out of 3 nobodies. But if you lose,
you got beat out by 3
beat
nobodies.
out of you by 3 nobodies.
And for us, lose.
And 50 million stolen.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, you know what? I'm down, dude. Wait. Are we talking like everything legal, like, you know, ladders, chairs?
Boxing.
Oh, we're not doing wrestling?
No wrestling.
No.
Oh, if it was doing wrestling, dude, I would have just crushed. I would have just watched like my Macho Man Randy Savage, you know, DVDs that I have. I would have thrown on the headband, the glasses.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, and I would have done everything. I would have just gotten ready. I would go back, watch all of like the wrestling I've missed so far, and I would just be all right, you know, go see my favorite guys and learn their like move sets, and then it's like, dude, chokeslam, not a problem. Tombstone, sure. You know what? I'll just copy my boy Undertaker, and I'm like, hey, I'm not like 800 feet tall like the Undertaker is, and the terrifying man. I look like a fucking goddamn bag of sand, but you know, but it's all right, because you know what? I will learn to do the tombstone, and I will tombstone Drake Paul.
I'm gonna come out like Stone Cold, but with 2
Oh.
you thought Pepsi Maxes?
Pepsi
Zeros.
Zeros.
Baby. I'm gonna go like this.
Actually, hold on one second.
Sprays all over my man boobs.
Actually, instead of Undertaker, because I just, you know, like, he's a terrifying man. Dwayne, if you want to sponsor us, I'm, you know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm more than happy to learn everything of how you
Hey
act.
guys, everybody
also,
else, stop listening. This is a business meeting. Carry on, Dwayne.
Dwayne, so you know, like, you know, hey man, like, you're partially Canadian, we're Canadian. I used to live in Calgary. I know you played for the Calgary Stampeders. Or you got cut by the Calgary Stampeders.
Hey.
But, you know, whatever. But, you know, like, I'm in Vancouver now. You love Vancouver because Bruno's here, and, you know, he's the guy who got you, you know. He told you not to give up on yourself, so, you know, like, you know, hit me up, dog.
All we're saying, a serious question. We were talking about this on the way to Hope. Everybody says water needs to run through rocks, right? And it filters it. How many Dwayne Johnsons... Do you think when Dwayne Johnson takes a shower, the water comes out purified?
Oh, absolutely. No.
Like it hits
It
hits the pecs and everything.
Oh, yeah, the
right?
second
And
it
it
hits-
hits so much that he just
Purifies it?
all-
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Is he using soap?
No, man, the man's luscious already. He doesn't get
That's true.
That's true.
And then he wrestles for a lot. He has so much baby oil on him. He is okay.
Yeah.
And you know if he has soap, it's not like Dove soap he's using.
No,
It's like
diamond crusted.
yeah.
What's
like
an expensive
Fiji.
soap?
I know Dove.
Fiji? Dove?
Dove, it's all the one I soap. That's what, like Irish Spring, Old Spice.
Oh, don't drop my Irish Spring.
Actually, no.
That's
Actually,
literally-
you know he uses Old Spice though. He looks like a man who uses Old Spice.
He looks like a man who constantly smells good.
Oh yeah.
And you don't know what he's wearing.
Even when he's sweating, you're just like,
You're in the gym, you're like,
Yeah, I had a
What are
big
you
workout,
wearing?
and you know it's like, dude, like I know, like it's your scent, but dude, your scent, like it's unfair.
it's like, wow.
Like when I smell, like I smell like ass. Like thank God for Manscaped, the beer moisturizer or the ball moisturizer, but like without that, man, after a workout, it's like damn.
just be clear, this is not a paid segment by Manscaped, although we would appreciate if it was.
Manscaped, MeUndies, The Rock.
Dude, Manscaped underwear is awesome. I have it. It's great.
Straight up, I got a Manscaped. There's vacuuming going on.
Oh, that was a bee.
Same.
There's
was
a
about to-
huge fucking bee in here.
I was
Guys,
about-
we all filmed
I
that.
was about to get out of here. I hate bees. Well,
Dude, there's something
wasps.
right by your head.
Like I hate wasps and hornets. Bees are like bumblebees are okay, and I fucking hate snakes.
How do you feel about Ant-Man and the Wasp? How do you feel about Michael Douglas?
Great man. I think. See, now I feel like I'm second guessing myself. I should have said that. Did he say something offensive?
I know what you mean because
yeah.
nowadays you can't fucking be too careful.
How do you
'cause-
feel about Kirk Douglas? May he rest in peace. I think he's dead, right?
I don't know.
Who?
Oh my god. I have Mark McGrath 90s.
Yeah, he died last year.
Rest in peace.
February 5th.
Do you have something to say? I know
I saw the name. I
you're-
saw the name Mark McGrath, and I forgot who it was.
Right.
And then I saw him, and I was like, oh my god, that's the dude from the first Scooby-Doo movie.
Who?
What?
I haven't seen this first Scooby-Doo movie in forever.
Oh my god, we're ending the podcast right now. We're watching Scooby-Doo 2.
But also,
no, and 1.
Well, 1 first, then 2.
Yeah, one and two.
Okay,
'Cause
we're
one-
ending the podcast
'cause one is-
because I'm going fucking crazy, apparently.
Yeah, but also it's one more thing. So we're doing this podcast right now in Tucker's apartment here. I just want to say, so his fucking girlfriend is so bougie. She uses seedless raspberries, and she has a ice cream maker in her own fucking house. We fucking use a ball to make vanilla ice cream.
Dude, I can't believe she uses the seedless raspberries.
She's just making seedless raspberry vanilla ice cream here. Well, we're just being a couple of poor fuckers who are, using a plastic Ziploc bag. Ziploc, if you want to sponsor us, that's A-okay. With some heavy cream and some ice and shaking it
And rock salt.
And rock
Dwayne
salt.
Johnson, you can sponsor us too.
And, it's unfair. It's unfair because, you know what? I just want some seedless raspberries.
I didn't even know there was such a thing as seedless raspberries.
Well, apparently they're real, and,
Can you get seedless peaches?
the cold fucking fuzzy peaches. So of course you can.
Oh, dear God.
Alright, so I think we should end the podcast there. This has been Cats with Tin Hats. Join us next week when we talk about which movie? Which movie shall we talk about? Which movie are we talking about next week?
Can have. No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's controversial. Not controversial. What has.
Controversial.
The only thing I was thinking, it's when you guys were talking, it's kind of blew my mind. Remember that? Not but the movie that they made that they thought was good about 9/11 with Charlie Sheen?
Oh, dear God.
The elevator?
Oh.
We're not watching it, but
Yeah, we are not watching that.
ever.
We are not watching that movie yet.
Yeah, no, we're.
For everybody who's not in the studio, Oliver just nodded as he said no.
And not as in we are watching it, because he's a psychopath.
And I can edit this all out.
Exactly.
So join us next week on Cats with Tin Hats, where we watch and talk about Zodiac. This has been Oliver.
Wyatt.
And Tucker.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Alright guys, that's all we have for you, but if you want more, there's videos right up here that you can go check out, and if you want to see new stuff in the future, click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and it'll tell you when our new videos are out. Also, go hit up the description, check out our social medias, we post there all the time, and also throw a comment in the comment section if we messed up, or if you want to add a little more to what our conversation was. We love to hear from you guys. Alright, go out, have a good day. See you next time.